Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So this video I'm going to be doing a high-end versus drugstore makeup tutorial, and to be completely honest, I was completely shocked with how well it came out and how even it looks. So let's get started. So first I'm going to be priming my face, and I'm taking the L'Oreal Magic Perfecting Base on that side and the Smashbox Pore Minimizer on the other side. I first apply the L'Oreal primer. So it's really good. It's a very stiff primer, but it definitely keeps the makeup on all day long, and it's just as good as the Smashbox one that I'm also putting on, and it's a fraction of the cost. But I mean, with a lot of these products you get what you pay for, and we're gonna get into that. So for foundation, I'm taking the L'Oreal Pro Glow foundation. Yes, and the Urban Decay All Nighter foundation. These aren't really similar in formula, they are just similar in shade or tone, so that's why I wanted to use them together so that it could be the most accurate even skin tone overall. So and they both oxidize, which also helps and makes them, you know, basically look identical on the skin, even though the Urban Decay one here looks a little bit lighter right now, but it does oxidize, and you're gonna see it's gonna even out. And then we're gonna move on to concealer. So for concealer, I'm going to be taking the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer and the Too Faced Born This Way Concealer. They are both pretty similar in consistency. I feel like the Maybelline one is a little bit more coverage, or it has a little bit more coverage, and it stays on a little bit better than the Too Faced one, but I love the Too Faced one for its creaminess and its scent. It smells like coconuts. I absolutely love that. But the Maybelline one, again, does suit my skin a little bit better. Can't lie. For powder, I'm taking the Milani Powder Foundation and the MAC Studio Fix Powder. I've said it a million times before, and I'll say it again. They are basically identical, but the Milani one is super duper cheap. I mean, the Milani one has never given me any problems. The MAC one tends to be a little bit cakey if you put too much on, but it is very smoothing. I just love them both. For contour, I'm taking the NYX Contour Palette and the Kat Von D Shade and Light Palette. I'm going to be taking the cooler tones of the palettes, and I'm just going to contour my cheekbones and my temples with that. The NYX one is a little bit more blotchy than the Kat Von D one, of course. You know, with this, in this case, you get what you pay for, and high end is the way to go when it comes to contour. I just love the NYX one for the price, and it does work well for how much you're paying. But this Kat Von D one here is much creamier and applies much more smoothly and just fades into my skin beautifully, and I don't have to do as much work with this one. So I mean, it's up to you. So for powder, I'm going to be taking the RCMA No Color Powder and the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. And in this case, the RCMA powder is amazing. I don't know why I did the Laura Mercier one first in this case, but okay, might as well talk about it. It's good, but it's super duper expensive. And the RCMA one is like $12. You get so much product, and it's unheard of how much better in quality it is than all the other high-end ones I've ever tried. I can go on and on, but I love the RCMA powder. For highlight, I'm taking the Wet n Wild Precious Petals, which is now permanent. You can find it anywhere, anytime, and it won't give you any problems. And also MAC's Soft and Gentle. I just paired these two together because they were the closest in tone to each other. For brows, I'm taking the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer and the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. These are both very good. I just feel like the L'Oreal one fits my eyebrow shade better than the Anastasia one. The Anastasia one looks a little bit too rich, and I don't want to say fake, but too dark, I guess, for my eyebrows, and the L'Oreal one fits it perfectly. It's the perfect ashy brown, and they're both very good. L'Oreal is just obviously cheaper and easier to find. The Brow Wizzes are always out of stock, at least in my shade for Anastasia, but it's such a good, you know, eyebrow product in all. And I'm just carving out my brows with the same concealer, the Fit Me one on this side and the Born This Way one on this side. And you're gonna see like how the eyeshadows stick to each concealer. It's really interesting, actually. And to set the brows, I'm going to be taking the Milani Clear Brow Gel and the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. They both work exactly the same. Actually, no, they don't. Anastasia Clear Brow Gel is so much better. It's like glue. Can't lie. For eyeshadow, I'm taking the Nudes by Maybelline and the Naked 2 palette by Urban Decay. I was really shocked with how close in tone some of these shadows were to each other. I'm taking this taupey shade from the Maybelline palette and applying that in the crease as a transition shade to buff everything out and make everything blend smoothly. And then I'm going to be taking pretty much an identical shade by Urban Decay. And even though, you know, Urban Decay shadows are much more pigmented, they both seem to blend the same and apply the same. The Maybelline Nudes palette is pretty damn good. Taking this gold shimmery shade, I'm going to be applying that on the lid. I had to apply this with Fix Plus, and it basically, without that, you don't get any pigment at all. So I had to keep going in and going in. But with the Urban Decay Gold Shimmer Shadow, I don't have the names off the top of my head, but it will all be down below. With the Urban Decay one, basically, you don't need any Fix Plus or any spray, and it applies perfectly. And then I'm just going to be taking this matte black shadow from the Maybelline palette. Not that pigmented, can't lie, but it did blend much more easily than the Urban Decay one that I'm about to use in the crease. Yes, and this one is actually blackout. I know that because I love it. It just doesn't blend as easily as the other one, but it does have much more pigment. You can build on it and it won't make the rest of the shadows look blotchy or cloudy or, you know, a big mess. It actually blends in really nicely as well, just not as easily as the Maybelline one. I don't know. You have to do more work with this one. So for eyeliner, I'm taking my Wet n Wild H2O Proof liquid liner and the Galactic pencil marker. I forgot what you call it, but obviously we all know the Wet n Wild one is my go-to every single day. I use this one. It is super duper cheap, and it is the best liquid liner I have ever used in my life. It lasts all day long. It's waterproof. It does not move. You need to use like an oil basically to get it off. And the Galactic one is really good, and its application is super duper easy. It is pricey, very pricey, but it's a good liner. I would just prefer the Wet n Wild one because it's just so good. For mascara, I'm taking the Telescopic Mascara by L'Oreal. Of course, we all know this is my absolute favorite. And then I'm also going to be taking the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara. They're both very good. I obviously prefer the L'Oreal one because of the comb-like applicator. And it doesn't, you know that thing that mascara does with some of the wands, it gets under your eyes and it like splats all around. That's what the Too Faced one does, even though it's a very good mascara. The L'Oreal one is just better. So for lip liner, I'm taking the NYX Brown lip pencil on one end, and then I'm going to be taking the MAC Chestnut lip pencil on the other end. And the MAC one is better in this case because it's much more pigmented, it applies much smoother, it's creamier, and it's not chalky like the NYX one, but the NYX one is good or decent for what you're paying. So for lips, I'm going to be taking the LA Splash Liquid Lipstick in Romance and Lime Crime's Cashmere. I don't like to use Lime Crime in my videos because we all know what the dealio was with that brand, but for the purpose of this video, it was the closest or most identical shade to this LA Splash one, so I had no choice. I had nothing else in my collection that matched like these two match, so I'm not going to link it, but it matched. So for setting spray, I'm taking Mario Badescu's Rose Facial Spray and the Herbivore Rose Setting Spray. I like the Mario Badescu one better, to be honest. It just sets better and it keeps the makeup on longer. So if you can tell from here, this makeup look, I mean, these two sides look basically identical, and the drugstore side, in my opinion, might look a little bit better than the high-end side. That's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. I really loved doing this video. It was so much fun. Please give it a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you want more videos from me. And definitely let me know which side you like better. This is what I'm demonstrating here. You like that side or that side? Leave it down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!